Ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show, and today we're giving a review of Expert Secrets, right? One of the best-selling books in a series of books by Russell Brunson. If you want to learn how to monetize your life, that's right, turn your gifts, talents, special abilities, experiences, and expertise into a profitable business, this is the book for you. So we're going to start a series on reviewing this book. I'm going to give you some of my thoughts and how this book has helped to shape everything that I am and the way that I operate when it comes to building my own business and my own brand. So do me a huge favor, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business under your brand, smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen, and let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Local Biz Marketing Pro Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Listen, if you are a small business looking to expand or optimize your online presence, increase your lead flow, and grow your revenue, then check out localbizmarketingpros.com. You want to grab that free online marketing checklist because it will help you understand what you need to talk to your marketing team about when it comes to optimizing your online presence. Localbizmarketingpros.com. I'll put a link to the actual checklist in the comments as well. So welcome to today's show. We're talking expert secrets. We are going to start a series on review for expert secrets. It is one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors and digital marketers. I learned a lot from Russell Brunson and this series of books that he put out, starting with .com Secrets, then this one, then Traffic Secrets. This one is all about helping you take your experience, expertise, passions, your knowledge, and turning them into profitable business enterprises, understanding how to create profitable brands and movements around what it is that you do, starting with yourself as the attractive character. So we're going to get into this today. We're going to basically just focus on laying the foundation today, and then in the coming days and weeks, we're just going to continue to dive deeper. I got a feeling that this might be a 7, 8, 9-part series. This is a pretty intense book. I also put a link to this book in the comments for you to go ahead and grab your free copy. All you got to do is pay shipping and you'll actually get the updated version of this book. So that link is in the comments for you guys as well. So before we get started, a couple of quick announcements. Offers hours for those of you who have the home business marketing system, sales and marketing system, or the sales opportunity system also known as the Black Biz Success app. We're going to do offers hours tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All that is you guys will come on board. We'll do a live Zoom session, and we'll answer any questions that you have about the system. And if you need help implementing anything, building out any of the assets, then we'll be there to help you. We'll run those office hours for about an hour, maybe 75 minutes or so. So you guys will get a link to that in your back office to check that out. Also, this month's half hour of power webinar is going to be Lead Magnet Challenge. Some of us don't understand the power in keeping your pipeline full as a way to grow your business. When I listen to Myron Golden's breakdown of what makes Apple a $1 trillion business, and one of the things that makes Apple a $1 trillion business is because they understand the assignment. The assignment is customer acquisition, right? And part of customer acquisition is lead generation. And so many of my small local businesses are not taking advantage of their online presence that keeps people opting in to their pipeline and building and nurturing that relationship. So one of the things that you use to start that whole process is a good lead magnet. So we're going to do a lead magnet challenge webinar this coming Thursday. That link is also in the comments for you guys to go register for that. It's going to be super dope. There's tons of free giveaways as always, and we're going to walk you through how to set up a good lead magnet, how to deliver that lead magnet, and then how to use that lead magnet to turn leads into booked appointments on your calendar. Yeah, it's going down, man. I'm going to show you all the tricks of the trade. So those are the only two announcements that I have this morning. So y'all know how we do, man. Every episode of the Cortez Hustle Show, we start the show with a quote of the day, and today is going to be no different. Today's quote says this from the legend. Man, I'm getting some humming in my microphone. I think we're okay now. Today's quote says this from the legendary Jim Rohn. You must get good at one or two things. You're either going to get good at planting in the spring or begging in the fall. Oh, that hit me like a ton of bricks this morning. You must get good at either one or two things. You either get good at planting in the spring or you get good at begging in the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been in what I believe is one of the longest springs in the history of mankind, right? When he talks about springs, he's talking about phases or time periods where opportunity is rampant, right? The windows of opportunity are wide open right now, and you must climb through right now. You must take advantage of these opportunities right now, because if you listen to any of the pundits when it comes to finance, when it comes to this economy, they're talking doom and gloom, man. Is right around the corner in terms of a major crash, because the economy has been propped up for so long. But it's got to be a correction. It's got to be a crash, just like in 2008, the real estate bubble burst, right? Every 10, 12 years or so, there's a major crash that's coming. You have an opportunity right now with everything that's going on. And that's one of the reasons that we're getting into this book, because it's going to help you leverage the opportunities that you have at hand and position yourself to create some passive and residual income while we go through this crash. It's going to hurt a lot of people financially and set a lot of people back. You don't have to be one of them. So get good at planting in the spring or begging in the fall. I'm doing the former, right? I know it's springtime. I'm planting like crazy so that I can have an amazing harvest. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Local Biz Marketing Pros. We have a free Facebook group called the Local Biz Marketing Mastermind. If you are looking for tips and strategies to help you optimize your online presence, increase your lead flow, grow your revenue, expand your operation so that you can contribute more to the communities that you serve, then you want to click on the link in the description. I'm putting it in there right now so you can join this group for free. We post in this group regularly, and we're just trying to make sure that everybody has the tools, the resources, the training, the tips, anything that I can provide to help you make your experience as an entrepreneur better. That's what I want to provide, because it's time for us to have an explosion of entrepreneurship within our community so that we can transform our communities and turn them from hoods back into neighborhoods and communities. And every community has a solid business district responsible for making sure that the citizens of that community is good to go. So, Charles, my friend, welcome to the stream. Hopefully, you're getting good value. He says, good stuff, my brother. Do me a favor, man. Comment the name of your business and or your brand if you're building something amazing. I want to shout you guys out. So today, it's all about expert secrets. Now, you guys kind of have to bear with me because as I get prepared to go through some of the stuff in this book, like I said, this is going to be foundational. We're just going to lay the foundation. And if you click on the link in the description that says get your free copy, then you can get a free copy of this book. I think shipping is $8 or $9. You pay $9 for the shipping. The book is free. Or you can go to Amazon.com and pay $24.95 for the book. Either way, if you want to turn your gifts, talents, special abilities, expertise, or experience into income, then you need to get this book. Round up, my friend. He said, it's been a while. Good to see you. Welcome back to the show, brother. Glad to have you back. So the foreword of this book was written by the legend Robert Kiyosaki. And I'm just going to read some of what Robert Kiyosaki wrote. He's got a quote that says, expert secrets is the map that will allow you to turn your specialized knowledge, talents, and abilities into a business that will work for you. This is one of the shortcuts of the new rich, right? So as this book opens up, Robert Kiyosaki in the foreword says, you have something special inside you, something you know, something you do, something you can teach. You are already an expert. We all have this something special inside of us. And if we use it right, we can change the world and become rich in this process, right? One of my favorite sayings is you can make $1 and a difference at the same time. It's one of my favorite sayings. A lot of us have it confused that if we are serving our community, if we're involved in any activism, if we're trying to change the world, then we can't make money doing it. No. Some of the wealthiest people in the world that have changed the world the most are wealthy because they changed the world. Think about Steve Jobs. Think about Elon Musk. Think about Bill Gates. Think about Dave Stewart. Think about all of these people who are on the cutting edge and changing the world because they served many people. They built a tremendous amount of wealth, and you can do the same thing. Robert F. Smith is another one that you have to think about. Information is a powerful tool. It can be used to attract interest, increase desire, demand attention, and sell. But information alone isn't enough. It's the skillful application of the right information at the right time that can change your life. Do you guys know that the online education business is $1 billion per day? $365 billion per year is being exchanged in the online education space, meaning people are trying to buy information from other people. You know that it's a big thing when you start to see colleges and universities use the same sales funnels and the same strategies that influencers are using today. I want you to think about this. Colleges and universities are selling courses in the same way that Russell Brunson sells his courses. Forget coming on campus. Let me just sell you this one course, this one class, right? Everybody's getting in on the act. My question to you is why not you? Right? Here's another quote from Robert Kiyosaki as he finishes up. People often ask me, what does it take to make money? My answer is that it takes a dream, a lot of determination, a willingness to learn quickly, and the ability to use your God-given assets properly. God gave all of us something special, man. In the beginning, if you listen to um, Myron Golden, he teaches a lot of biblical principles around business. He said, in the beginning, God created three things. He created creation, he created creatures, and then he created creators. We are creators, y'all. And he gave all of us a bit of his creativity. We all got something special on the inside of us. The key is learning how to use these God-given assets properly. Then they ask, how do you do that? What's the path? Expert Secrets is the path. You hold in your hands the step-by-step roadmap to turning those assets into wealth and prosperity. Learn, take action, and enjoy the ride. Do me a favor, man. Tag at least one person that you know has got some amazing gifts and talents, and you recommend that they turn those gifts and talents into a business. A lot of us have been trained to fear entrepreneurship. Yes, I'm going to say it again. A lot of us have been trained to fear entrepreneurship. Let me help you understand something, man. When we were in school and in geometry, they taught us that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, right? I mean, you guys remember that from geometry class. The shortest distance between two points is a straight line. Well, I'm here to help you understand this. The shortest distance between poverty and wealth is a straight line called entrepreneurship. It's the shortest distance. Can you get to wealth through investing? Absolutely. Can you get to wealth through some other means, right? Partnering with other people? Absolutely. But that shortest distance between poverty and wealth is a straight line called entrepreneurship. The first place to start your journey of entrepreneurship is with something that you are already passionate about, something that you are already gifted at. Do me a favor. If I told you I would give you $5,000 right now to do a 20-minute keynote speech, what could you do a keynote speech on for 20 minutes without any preparation? Put that in the comments for me. I'm going to give you $5,000, hypothetically, right, to do a keynote speech. I had somebody on deck supposed to hit the stage. They didn't show up. I need somebody to go on stage in 2 minutes and give a keynote speech on something. Don't even matter what it is. What could you give a keynote speech on right now? Talk for at least 20 minutes without any preparation. Put that in the comments, because that, my friend, is a clue. That, my friend, is a clue for you. If you can stand up in front of an audience and speak with a level of intelligence about anything for 20 minutes, those same 20 minutes can become a book. Those same 20 minutes can become a course. Those same 20 minutes can become broken down into several principles that becomes a workshop. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down, man. So we're going to get into the foundation of expert secrets, and we're going to try to get into section 1 of this book and at least one of the secrets today. If you do not have yourself a copy of this book, if you don't have a copy of this book, I put a link in the description. You can grab your free copy You just pay for shipping. Now, I am an affiliate with Russell Brunson's. I like all of his products. So if you do grab a copy of this book, then anything that you purchase through that link, that's one way that you can support the show. I'll earn a small commission. But outside of that, even if you went to Amazon and bought it and I didn't get anything, you're going to get something out of this. I promise you, you're going to learn what all of these influencers are doing and how they're making a boatload of money leveraging their gifts and talent. So we're going to get into that in 1 second. But before we do that, y'all know what time it is, man. Right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, every morning we do something called 1 minute motivation. That's where I share a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. For those of you who are watching live and able to type, I ask you to put in one of your takeaways from the video. I'm going to give you a couple takeaways as well. So let's get into 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
That's what life is about. Stretching and challenging. Looking for ways that you can begin to improve yourself.
You could turn anything in life into something if you just keep showing up.
If you throw shit against the wall, eventually something will stick. You guys that have this potential, don't have this potential, you know, that shit dies. What continues to last forever is a perseverance to always show up. That's what champions do. Every single champion is the same as every ordinary person. The only differential is that they show up to the event every single day. They see failure as a learning curve. They welcome failure. You learn more from failure than you ever will from success. So showing up and getting knocked on your ass, finding intestinal fortitude to stand back up and face that endeavor is going to be the overriding factor that makes a difference. Everything you do to the best of your ability. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's the fact that you're doing it, so therefore it means something to you. It doesn't matter what you're born with. It doesn't matter your potential, how much, the silver spoon of money you have. All of that can be attained if you show up and you're willing to risk failure for success.
Woo-wee. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the key. That last statement, he said, everything can be overcome if you're willing to do what? Show up and risk failure. Man, what did you guys hear? Everything, if you're willing to show up consistently and risk failing, learning from your failure and show up again and continue to show up, everything can be overcome. All of your challenges, everything. But I put a quote up from, I think it was Jim Rome or someone said, enthusiasm is common, endurance is not. Enthusiasm, like when you're about to get something going, it's easy to get hyped up about an idea. It's easy to get excited about a new opportunity. Endurance, enthusiasm, excitement, that's common. But when the feeling that you have, the moment you said that you was going to do something, when that feeling goes away, how long can you endure? Can you, when you're no longer excited, can you keep showing up? When I said I was going to build a $1 billion empire 7 years ago, 2015, I started this show called Talking Money in the Morning Live. And I saw media for the first time. I saw media in a way that I had never seen it before. And I said, man, I can build a multi-billion-dollar international conglomerate in the same way that Ted Turner, Oprah Winfrey, Walt Disney, all of these media giants, right? Puff Daddy with Revolt. These are media giants. I said, wait a minute. I can do the same thing. And I got excited and I laid down the foundation of a podcast and I started showing up every day, right? I can tell you today, 7 years later, going on 8 years, I am still as excited today as I was back then. But how many of you guys know the road has not been easy? Right? I'm watching the Rashad and the guys over at Earn Your Leisure build a media empire. I'm watching David Chance over at Social Proof Podcast build a media empire. I'm watching Ash Cash over at The Vault build a media empire. And I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. But I gotta be willing to endure. I gotta be willing to risk failure and keep showing up. My man Rick says showing up is more important than having it all together. Man, Rick, you better tell them showing up is more important than having it all together. Facts. New always brings an initial emotional drive. But when that emotional drive fades, because it always does, can you endure the BS that you got to go through? Life is all about stretching, challenging yourself, growing. The difference between winners and losers, winners just keep showing up. Winners just keep showing up, period. Right? So hopefully you guys got some value out of this today. That is, ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Local Biz Marketing Mastermind. If you want to optimize your online presence, increase your leads, grow your revenue, expand your operation so you can contribute more to your community, we have a private Facebook group for local service-based businesses. And all we do is share tips and strategies to help you grow online. Because if you're building a business that's going to sustain the next 10 years, the next 20 years, the next 50 years, you've got to learn how to optimize your online presence. I'll put a link in the comments. Go ahead and join our free Facebook group. You guys will be excited that you did. We're ramping up for weekly meet and greets and all kinds of stuff in that group to just continue to serve one another, connect with one another, and build some meaningful, lasting relationships. And I'm excited about growing with all of you guys so that 15 years from now, we can look back and say, hey, man, remember you was on that podcast and you were screaming about building this multi-billion-dollar media conglomerate. And I can say, well, yeah, man, but Rick, remember when you had just laid the foundation starting your thing and everybody laughed at you because they didn't know that you was going to build. And now we're sitting in offices that overlook the city, right? I want to grow with y'all, man. I could very easily just put my head down and just run and not try to educate and bring as many people along with me and then come back after I've already built. But what fun is that? I want to take some people along the journey with me. So that's what this thing is all about. So join the free Facebook group. I think you guys will get a tremendous amount of value from that as we continue to grow and expand it. And as long as you're willing to contribute and bring value to the group and not spam and try to poach people out of the group and all that kind of stuff, you are welcome. So we're talking expert secrets, right? How to monetize your life. I hope you guys understand how powerful that is in the day and age and the time that we are living in. You can monetize your entire friggin' life. You don't believe me? I got one word for you. Kardashian. Oh, y'all starting to, you can monetize your entire life. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Earn Your Leisure podcast. This past week or the week before, they interviewed Terrence J. Some of you guys remember Terrence J when he burst onto the scene and 106 in Park, right? Is the link available to the group? Yes, it is in the comments. If you scroll up, I put it in the comments. So one of the comments in the thread says, join our free Facebook group. But it's called Local Biz Marketing Mastermind. If you just search it on Facebook, you can find it there. So I'm on. I'm watching Terrence J, and he was laying down how he got into Airbnb, and it was real big, right? And he's real big in Airbnb. He got some nice $1 million homes that he rent out, and it's crazy, right? And he was talking about having a meeting with Troy and Rashad about, you know, the podcast and stuff, and they were meeting in an exclusive restaurant. And he was like, yeah, what y'all got to understand is soon as this is over, I'm going to go to the management of this place and see if I can't strike a deal to monetize my experience, to monetize my likeness and for being here. And I'm like, man, it's like, yeah, you monetize your entire life. The Kardashians have monetized their entire life. You think when they be shutting down those stores and they go in and do their shopping and all, you think they paying for that stuff? Hell no. Hell no. But you do that by understanding the secrets of leveraging your expertise. So when I say monetize your entire life, you have your knowledge, you have expertise. Maybe you went to school for something. Maybe you got trained. Maybe you sat under somebody's feet and you learned and you got trained. So you got your knowledge, you got your expertise, you got that thing that you're passionate about. So knowledge, expertise, passions. Watch this. This is one that a lot of people gloss over. Your experiences. Now, I'll give you an example. Some of you guys have heard my testimony before. When I was 3 or 4 years old, my mom was in New York and she was in an abusive relationship. In order to escape that relationship, I'm fourth born of 6 children. In order to escape that relationship, she started shipping the kids away. So she sent me to live with my father in Mississippi. I landed in St. Louis, but my father never made it to pick me up. So I ended up staying in St. Louis. In St. Louis, I experienced some horrific trauma in my life. I was sexually and physically molested and abused by my uncle, and I suffered from severe neglect because while I was living with my grandma, I didn't know those people. At 4 or 5 years old, I didn't know those people, right? They were my grandparents, my grandma, my uncles, my aunts, and I didn't know those people. My mom was half the country away. Right. So I suffered from severe neglect. Now that's an experience that led to a 22-year or 15-year emotional roller coaster that culminated with me unraveling and literally losing my mind. I was hospitalized for months, right? Because I had lost it emotionally. When all of that trauma, all of that pain bubbled to the surface and caught up with me, I lost it, right? That's an experience that now, as I start to share that, some of you guys are thinking right now, man, how did you overcome that? How did you overcome that to build a successful business, to be on a podcast talking about it with such confidence and conviction? See, that experience now can be packaged and presented to the marketplace, and I can give you my 5 tips on how I overcame trauma in my life. How many of you guys would come to a workshop if I told you I was going to be teaching how to overcome childhood traumas in your life, and it cost you a few dollars to get in? See, I can take that experience and I can monetize that experience because I've come out on the other side of it, right? Rick said, I'll pay to come and see you teach on how to overcome childhood traumas. You know why? Because a lot of us have childhood traumas that are starting to surface in our adult lives, and we're trying to figure out how to deal with them. What am I saying? I'm saying you got a gift, you got a talent, you've got an expertise, you've got some knowledge, you've got some experience. This book will teach you how to package and present those things to the marketplace in a way that you can make a difference in the lives of other people and get rich while doing it. So let's continue to lay this foundation, man. And as y'all can see, I get excited about this stuff because entrepreneurship is the way. And you might as well start with something that you already know. You might as well start with something that you're already passionate about, right? And when you becoming an expert in the way that this book teaches, it doesn't take a whole lot of upfront capital to get started. That's the beauty in it. So what is Expert Secrets? Expert Secrets is the second half of a journey you have already started. Something you experienced in your life started you on this path, which caused you to want to become more. You started to read books, study, and experiment with the things you learned, and by doing so, you have become who you are today, an expert. But as most experts soon find, no matter how much personal development you achieve, there will be a point where you can no longer progress. The only way to continue to grow is by helping others become like you. Yes, true growth and fulfillment comes from your contribution to others. Your message has the ability to change someone's life. The impact that the right message can have on someone at the right time in their life is immeasurable. It's immeasurable. Some of the things that you have gone through in your life can transform the lives of someone else if you learn how to package and present those things to the marketplace, right? Charles says, I am learning that you have to put your fears behind you, moving forward with no fear, and monetize. Absolutely. And let me just say this. It's not moving forward with no fear. It's moving forward in spite of fear, right? The fear never goes away. In fact, most people get courage wrong. They think someone who has courage is someone who has no fear. No, someone who has courage has decided to move in spite of the fear, right? What courage has decided that fear is a feeling, but it's not a fact. Fear is a feeling, right? But it's not a fact. And when you think about it, Myron Golden helped me to understand that most of us aren't even dealing with fear. We're dealing with anxiety. See, fear requires an imminent threat in your presence. Most of us aren't dealing with fear. We're dealing with anxiety. Anxiety is the story that we're telling ourselves about a particular outcome, that whether it's true or not, right? So I'll give you an example. If there's an alligator in this room, I'm afraid. That's fear. I am in threat of having my limbs mangled because there is a real tangible danger that I can see. That's fear. Most of us aren't dealing with fear, we're dealing with anxiety. Anxiety is the story that I tell myself about making a sales call. there's no imminent danger to my well-being for making this sales call. I'm not going to kill over and die. The person is not going to reach through the phone and choke me to death, right? That's anxiety. Most of us have fear and anxiety confused. And when you understand that, wait a minute, why am I afraid to call this person, right? I mean, you guys know that I'm talking about a real anxiety that I deal with. Why am I afraid to call this prospect after they have already reached out to me and said they need help with their marketing? I still have anxiety about dealing with prospects. But that's not fear, that's anxiety. And when we understand the difference, you know how I started to come up with a way to deal with it? I started telling myself it's all practice, Cortez. It's all practice, because that's what it is. Whether I close the deal or not, I learned something because I practiced my conversation with a prospect. It's all practice. Get out there and practice. The more you practice, the better you get. The less anxious you are about doing the things when you are prepared, right? Hopefully this is making sense. Fear is a feeling, but it's not a fact. That's it, Charles. And I can't take credit for that. I think that's Les Brown. I think that's Les Brown. All right. So what will this book do for you? Expert Secrets will help you find your voice and give you the confidence to become a leader. Expert Secrets will show you how to build a mass movement of people whose lives you can affect. Expert Secrets will teach you how to make this calling a career where people will pay you for your advice. And then he's got a quote in here from Sir Winston Churchill. To each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fitted to their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared or unqualified for that which could have been their finest hour. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm constantly trying to grow and prepare for that figurative tap on the shoulder so that I'm ready for that moment that will be my finest hour. So you guys got gifts, you guys got talents, right? Now it's time to move yourself. Now, it's funny that in the introduction of this book, he talked about this guy named Jacob Hiller, right? I am a former high school basketball player. Couldn't say that I was a standout or anything like that, but I love the game, right? And I love to play. So after high school and I started having children, I started to coach my sons. Of course, every father wants to live vicariously through their children or want the children to follow in their footsteps. So I started coaching my son's youth basketball team. So this expert, to give you an idea of how you can take something that you're passionate about and turn it into something that transforms the lives of others and make you rich in the process. Jacob Hiller is known as the Jumpman coach. He was obsessed with trying to dunk a basketball. So he tried all of these workout protocols. He tried all of these different exercises. He tried all of this different equipment. He was just trying to dunk. He just wanted to dunk, right? He was obsessed with increasing his vertical jump, right? And as he became obsessed, he turned on the camera and he started documenting his process. And he would go through this 6-week jump program, and he would measure his vertical, and then he would go through the program, and then he would measure it at the end to see if it improved any. And he was doing this regularly, not trying to make any money from it. Just he was so passionate about it that he knew other people were also trying to figure this out. And guess who one of those other people was? I had no idea that 10 years later, I would be reading how he started in a book as I'm learning how to maximize and optimize my gifts and talents for income, right? But I was one of the guys who followed Jacob Hiller because at the time, I'm teaching young athletes how to increase their vertical, how to train, right? I'm 6 feet tall. My wife is 4'11". So I knew that my sons were going to fall somewhere in the middle. And if they're going to be on the shorter side, then I want them to be able to maximize their vertical jump, their athleticism. So I followed Jacob Hiller. I had no idea that he was a multimillionaire teaching people how to jump. And it started because he was just obsessed with trying to learn how to jump higher himself. That's what I mean by turning a passion into a business that can transform the lives of others and build riches for you on the way, right? The two types of expert business. Expert business number one, selling information products. The first type of expert business is the one that most of you will probably be creating. It involves you taking a life lesson that you've learned and packaging them into information products, coaching, and consulting. Being an expert in selling information products is, in my opinion, the greatest startup in the world. You don't need venture or startup capital, just a passion for what you're teaching, as well as learning how to tell stories in a way that will get others excited about it as well. And then he goes into the story of Jacob Hiller. I'm telling you, I remember when Jacob Hiller exploded on the scene, and I started following, and before long, he had 1 million followers on YouTube, and like he makes a ton of money teaching people how to jump, right? You will miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You better tell him, Mark. You better tell him. You better tell him, shoot your shot. So he goes into the story of Jacob Hiller. Now, expert business number two, leveraging information products to grow an existing company. This is one of the things that we'll be teaching in our lead magnet challenge on this coming Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're doing a lead magnet challenge, and I'm going to be showing my local small businesses. A lot of them have brick and mortar businesses. They provide services, they sell products, but they don't understand how information can help them grow that existing business, right? If you already have a company, you can use this expert secret system to quickly grow your company and get customers for free. I was hesitant to title this book Expert Secrets because I didn't want people to dismiss it simply because they sell other types of products or services besides information. Many people ask me how we turn ClickFunnels into the fastest growing SaaS company in the history of the internet without venture capital or any kind of startup backing. The answer is that I first focused on selling information products as an expert that indoctrinated our customers and made them desire the real service we were trying to sell. See, what a lot of brick and mortar companies have been taught and trained and really feel about this whole internet thing, even though we're 25 years in, they still think it's some sort of fad. They still think, even though Amazon has exploded on the scene and single-handedly destroyed companies that have been around for 50, 60, 70 years, they still think this internet thing is a fad. And they are reluctant to take a moment to learn what it's all about and how it could best benefit them, right? So I'm here to tell you today that if you are in business of any kind, understanding that the information product business, the education, the online education business is $1 billion per day. And Forbes said this in 2018 before the pandemic. So imagine what that's like today since the pandemic, and a lot of people are now getting to the space. A lot of people are looking for information and ways to make money in different ways. A lot of people are looking for information to enhance their skill set in a way that they can grow and develop, right? No matter what your business is, understanding the expert secrets, right? Do you guys know that Elon Musk has never paid for advertising or a commercial? From what I understand, from what I read, Elon Musk has never paid for advertising. You know why? Because he understands this. The reason he doesn't have to pay for advertisement, because he is the brand. And he knows how to get himself personally in front of the camera, get personal attention on him. And because you know him as Tesla, because you know him as SpaceX or whatever the name of his program is, as long as he stays in the news, he never has to spend money with advertisers, right? He keeps saying things at the right time, and these little clips keep going viral. When they go viral, more people will see him and what he's got going on than if he spent $1 million on a commercial. And he understands that. Expert secrets, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be breaking this stuff down, man, over the next few weeks. We going all the way in, right? So our competitors and venture capitalists who have tried to invest in us couldn't understand how our cost to acquire customers was better than free. As you'll soon see, each of our customers purchases an information product from us to start, and we actually make money on that first transaction. Later, we introduce those customers to ClickFunnels, making our cost to acquire a customer less than zero because we already got paid when they purchased our product. So if you are in a service-based business, you are in a brick and mortar type business, you can have an info product business that's a lead generator for your primary services. That's what we're going to be talking about on this coming Thursday. A lot of business owners are missing this, right? So when you start using the expert secrets process for your company, you'll find that a few amazing things will happen. And we'll wrap it up with these 4 points real quick. He says, number one, complicated sales will become easy because the information products will indoctrinate potential customers about why they need your product or service. It's called pre-positioning them to buy. Right? When I get on the phone with a prospect and someone who has already seen my podcast, or they've seen some of my short video clips and trainings on how to improve their website or get their SEO right, or use content marketing, or they've attended one of my webinars, it's the easiest sale ever because we've already built a relationship. Number two, you will position yourself as an expert instead of a commodity, and people will pay you more for the same thing they can get elsewhere. All other options will become irrelevant, price resistance will disappear, and future sales will become easier. How many of you guys would like for future sales to become easier? Number three, you will be able to acquire unlimited customers for free. So every back-end sale you make will result in 100% profit. Wait, what? Yeah, he goes into all. See, we're not going to be able to read this whole book on the podcast. So there's a lot of between the line stuff that I can't get to. You need to click on the link in the description in the show notes and get this book for yourself, not just to read it one time, but to study it. The reason that I'm doing this, y'all, this is like my 4th time reading it, but every time my business goes to another level, I have to come back and read it again. And that's why I decided that this time I'm going to read it and study it with you guys, right? So this book has taken me over a decade to earn through trial and error, making thousands of offers to millions of people. I am only sharing strategies and tactics with you that are proven to work. I hope you enjoy this book and that it will help amplify your message to the world. So what we're going to do is tomorrow is the St. Louis Hustle podcast. So we'll come back on Wednesday and pick this up, and we'll go into section 1 where he's breaking down how to create a mass movement. Put mass movement in the comments if you are excited about the next episode in this Expert Secrets review. So hopefully you guys are learning a little bit of something. Go ahead and get your book on order. So once you get it, you can start studying and take your business and or your brand to the next level. I'm excited for each and every one of y'all, man. What I'm doing is nothing that you can't do if you so desire, right? The question is, do you have the right information to execute on? And this book provides the right information. So I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now, hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.